Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome to a special Madden 20 online CFM video. Today, we are going to be simulating a online connected franchise that got played for 5 seasons. So 5 seasons with 32 users in this Premier Madden League. We are going to simulate the next 5 seasons of this CFM, because once year 5 ended, the CFM essentially got stopped. But what I'm going to do is take over temporary commissioner powers and simulate 5 seasons of this CFM. So we're going to be at the year 2029 by the time we're done simulating everything in this video. So we're going to be doing years 6 to 10 of this CFM essentially. So what I'm going to show you guys in this video is how the drafts worked out, how free agency worked out, the end of season standings, who led the league in certain categories, the main categories like passing, rushing, receiving yards, all that good stuff. We'll see who wins MVP each season, and then we'll see who wins the Super Bowl. So there's going to be an elongated version of this video I'm uploading now. It's going to be probably over 45 minutes that's going to be uploaded. So if you guys want to see like a full in-depth version of this simulation, you guys can check that out as well. But if you do not want to sit down for 45 minutes and watch me simulate a franchise for 5 years, here is the Cliff Notes version, almost 14 minutes long it's looking like. So as you guys see, the Detroit Lions, who won the last Super Bowl, they won the final Super Bowl as far as online play. In the first year of offline play, the Lions are picking off right where they left off. JT Daniels, the quarterback, he ends up leading the league in passing yards. Saquon Barkley leads the league in rushing yards. So you guys see, a lot of familiar faces in different places. Like Mike Evans is on the Buccaneers, Saquon Barkley on the Miami Dolphins. Mainly, most of these guys on the teams, these guys were on these teams in the actual CFM, in the actual Premier Madden League. Like, we used the Miami Dolphins in this CFM. We actually traded for Saquon Barkley in the middle of season 4 out of 5. So, and now we're in season 6. Saquon Barkley's still doing his thing. You see, Dak Prescott is on the Minnesota Vikings. That's something that happened. JT Daniels ends up winning MVP. Saquon Barkley actually nearly won MVP. It was mainly quarterbacks on that top list for MVP, but Barkley, leading the league in rushing, did his thing. And as you guys see, the Miami Dolphins not only make the Super Bowl, but win the Super Bowl. So, no, I did not rig anything. Like, even though this is the team that I am technically controlling, we're not making any moves, even though there are still a lot of people in the CFM, as you guys are going to see. No one is making any moves. I'm simulating everything. I'm not making any moves for this Dolphins team or anybody else. It's just purely, I'm just simulating. And I've been giving temporary commissioner powers, so I'm not normally a commissioner in this league. It's just that, I was given the rights to simulate the league, and then, I'll give up my powers back. So as you guys see, the draft, these are all custom draft, or not custom draft, these are all randomly generated draft classes. In the 5 years of online play in the CFM, every single year we had custom draft classes with real life players. So you see the likes of Isaiah Simmons, Joe Burrow, you got like a CD Lamb, guys like that. They're all in this league. And even, years after that, you think of a Justin Fields, they're all in this CFM. So in year 2, Drew Lock ends up leading the league in passing touchdowns. So Drew Lock is kind of turning into a monster for the Denver Broncos, somewhat surprisingly. Jordan Love is on the New England Patriots, and he is having himself quite the career so far. So, a bit of a shake-up from real life stuff. You see Saquon Barkley leads the league in rushing for the 2nd year in a row. Saquon already has a tremendous resume in the CFM from the 5 years of online play, now 2 years of offline play, 2 rushing titles. As you guys see, a lot of the young guys, the Paris Campbells and Calvin Ridleys of the world are taking over the receiving numbers, as guys like Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins either hit the end of their career or are just straight up retired by now. And we have Ronald Darby leading the league in interceptions with 6. The previous year, Derwin James led the league in interceptions. Drew Lock actually does not win MVP despite his gaudy passing numbers. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson, the first MVP for Lamar in this CFM. In the 5 years of online play in this CFM, running backs won MVP every single year. In the first 2 years of simulation, we have quarterbacks winning it, and we have the Carolina Panthers defeating the MVP Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens in Super Bowl Bowl 60. So that's a Super Bowl, the first ever in franchise history for the Carolina Panthers. The Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. That was the second Super Bowl win for the Dolphins in the CFM. Third, of course, overall in franchise. Actually, no, the fourth. I think the Dolphins won 2 Super Bowls in the 70s. They had the perfect year, and I believe the year after they also won the Super Bowl. So my apologies for that. As we simulate to the playoffs, as you guys see, our Dolphins have missed the playoffs for the second year in a row. You see the AFC North ended up sending 3 teams this season. The Jets get the best record in the AFC Conference. The defending Super Bowl champions, the Carolina Panthers, looking pretty nice in that NFC Conference. The New York Giants as well. The Giants were pretty good in last season. As you see, the Bears made the playoffs. The Redskins have always been like a fringe playoff team here. As you see, Josh Rosen on the Atlanta Falcons. He's had a great season. Jameis Winston is one of the top quarterbacks in the league at this point of the CFM. Patrick Mahomes is easily a 99 overall. I believe Tua, who was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is also a 99 overall. So you see guys like Nick Chubb and Darius Geis. They're the new faces of the league as far as, top running backs. And then you even got, DeAndre Swift on the Seattle Seahawks. But Saquon Barkley is still the king of the hill as far as top running backs. So you see Tyreek Hill leads the league in receiving yards. Andy Isabella up there. You got some of the young guys I mentioned before, like Juju, Calvin Ridley. Even a Michael Gallup is pretty high up there. Jalen Waddle leading the league in receiving touchdowns. Lorenzo Carter, who I believe is a 99 overall, he leads the league in sacks, I believe, for the second year in a row. And we got a couple of guys leading in interceptions, including Frederick Baker, who I'm pretty sure is not a real person. That's one of the guys from the auto-generated draft classes. This is a real person, Emory Jones, and he ends up winning the MVP over Patrick Mahomes. So a bit of an upset there. As you see Saquon Barkley, once again, really the only running back in the race for MVP with all the quarterbacks. As we sim to Super Bowl weekend, Super Bowl 61, featuring the Carolina Panthers against the MVP at quarterback. This time it's Emory Jones. And once again, the Carolina Panthers come out victorious. So back-to-back Super Bowl victories for Christian McCaffrey and the Carolina Panthers. This time, Cam Newton is not around. I believe Cam retired after the first of 2 Super Bowl wins. So they actually win 2 Super Bowls with 2 different quarterbacks. So that's pretty impressive. As you guys see, a free agency recap here, just scrolling through some of the big free agent signings as we look at the draft. You guys can see what auto-generated players ended up where. And then I think I also show you guys some of where the top guys went overall wise. There's a left guard that went to the Cowboys. Nice steal for them. As we simulate, I'm not going to show you guys all the simulation stuff. This is the Cliff Notes version. So we are in year 4 out of 5 of this simulation, trying to get to the year 2029 in the Premier Madden League. And as you guys see, the Patriots make the playoffs. The Browns just sneak into the playoffs with a 9-7 record. The Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes, still get in the playoffs. Mahomes doesn't have that, huge contract like he has in real life, but Mahomes is still getting paid heavy in this league, and it's working out for those boys in Kansas City. The Carolina Panthers in the playoffs once again. They're looking to three-peat. So that'll be pretty impressive. We'll see how they do. The 49ers, looks like the Seahawks are also players. As you guys see, passing numbers. Once again, rushing, we have Saquon Barkley as the top guy. And then you got, the DeAndre Swifts and Darius Geis is down there. And even A.J. Dillon. But Saquon Barkley nearly goes for 2,000 yards rushing, 21 touchdowns. So Saquon is aging like fine wine out here. As you see, once again, we got young guys. We got some made-up guys. A couple of guys getting older, like Darius Slayton, Mecole Hardman, one of the young guys out there who is, it feels like Mecole Hardman's always up there as far as receptions. As you guys see, sack leaders at this point, it's all about the Nick Bosas and Chase Youngs of the world. Guys like Aaron Donald are pretty much out the league. So you guys see a bunch of young, fresh faces at the top, the sack leaders. Though you still got the likes of Joey Bosa, who's still relatively young. Of course, Joey Bosa just signed a monster contract in real life. Not too many interceptions to be had. You see still some young, familiar faces like Denzel Ward and Derwin James at the top of the list. Saquon Barkley wins MVP, so he just beats out Justin Fields, just beats out Tua. You see Jameis Winston is one of the top players in the league, apparently, as we fast forward to Super Bowl 62, I believe, and we have the New York Giants going against, once again, our Miami Dolphins. So when our Dolphins ended up in the Super Bowl, you see I just entered the game and simulated the whole thing, just as so you guys can see how it shook out, since we just happened to make the Super Bowl, and we end up winning the Super Bowl again. So our Miami Dolphins, 2-time Super Bowl champions under the simulation, 3-time Super Bowl champions overall in the Premier Madden League. We defeat the New York Giants. The Giants this time, they finally get past, that Carolina Panther hump. The Panthers were not able to three-peat. And yeah, so far, 2 Super Bowls for the Miami Dolphins that are bookends for 2 Carolina Panthers Super Bowls. So in year 5, are we going to see the Dolphins or the Panthers win a Super Bowl for the 3rd time? Or are we going to see, maybe some fresh blood in the Super Bowl? We'll have to find out. So first things first, you see the 5th and final auto-generated draft class of this CFM. And I believe the top overall player went in the 2nd round. He was like an 80 overall, and he went in the 2nd round to the Green Bay Packers. So, yeah, quite the steal there. As we fast forward to the playoffs, you see the Chargers and the Dolphins. They're in the playoffs once again. The Bengals are back in it. The Dolphins actually just made the playoffs. And mainly, the New England Patriots went 16-0. The Carolina Panthers go 15-1. But how about the Patriots going 16-0? Once again, at this point, the Patriots have Jordan Love at quarterback, and he is kind of killing it. You see the Eagles, they made a lot of free agent moves. They make the playoffs once again. The 49ers are once again a top team in the NFC conference, as you see. Jacob Eason, quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, who went like 13-1-2. Like, they had 2 ties in the season. Trevor Lawrence, who was drafted by the Steelers, he is still on the Steelers in this CFM. Saquon Barkley nearly did not lead the league in rushing for the first time of this simulation, but he still did with 1,850 yards, just beating out Nick Chubb. As you see, I was checking to see like if Henry Ruggs was 99 speed at this point, which he is. You see DJ Moore, and he's probably getting up there in age. At this point, like guys who haven't even played yet in the NFL, like a Derek Brown or a CeeDee Lamb, they're like about to hit their 30s, so interesting. The guys like Myles Garrett and Darius Leonard, they're creeping towards the tail end of their careers, but they're still doing their thing out here. Garrett leads the league in sacks with 19.5 as we simulate the playoffs to the Super Bowl. And we do not have the Miami Dolphins, nor do we have the Carolina Panthers. It's Colts versus 49ers, and the 49ers, led by Justin Fields, are Super Bowl champions. So the Patriots, who went 16-0, did not make the Super Bowl either. Interesting stuff, and we do have the 49ers coming out on top. So what we're going to do before we end this video is we're going to scroll through every single roster. This is ×8 speed, so if you guys want to slow this down and check out the rosters a little bit more yourself, you can slow down the video, and now you guys can see the roster makeup. Some teams just ended up being absolutely depleted of talent. Some teams made some moves. Like you'll see the Broncos and the Browns had a lot of talent. Meanwhile, you check out like the Falcons, they were worse off. The Jaguars were worse off. And I don't know, it was just really inconsistent. It was just like whatever CPU team felt like making moves. The Packers did not. The Patriots did. I don't know what determines that. Just some Madden logic. So you'll notice now that we're in the year 2029, a lot of familiar faces have retired at this point. Like Lamar Jackson is still kicking it, obviously, but you won't be seeing like a Russell Wilson or anything like that. Russell is long gone in this CFM, because as you guys, we simulated 5 years, but this is really 10 years done in the Premier Madden League as we go through the X Factor list before the video ends. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little, I wouldn't say experiment, just like having some fun here. Just, it's kind of interesting simulating a league that was already played by 32 users for 5 seasons, as opposed to just simulating, a league as like one person. It's kind of interesting to see how, the work that was done in the past by people, and then the work done by Madden in the present. So yeah, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw today. Subscribe for some more Madden content, like probably not like this, but some gameplays if you guys enjoyed that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you as always for watching.